Capricorn. Welcome, or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. We're talking about March, which is crazy, isn't it? I will probably say that every month going forward because I'm always so surprised at how fast time goes, but like not at the same time. So anyway, I hope that February is treating you well. It has treated you well. It's actually been a pretty busy month for me. I launched an Etsy store, which I'm so proud of. So I would love it if you would check it out. I will link it below. And of course, there's no obligation to buy anything. If you feel connected to something and would like to purchase it, that's great. I appreciate it. However, if you could just fill the space with a ton of love so that other people will buy stuff. I appreciate it. So let's talk about you. Interestingly, I just kind of want to mention, so I feel like I've probably said this before, but like before I start the readings, I have my little process of, shuffling the cards and connecting to the light beings and guides and everybody that I hope to work with, and just kind of get set up that way. And it's interesting because I got this like overwhelming feeling to put my glasses on. I have glasses. They're more so like reading glasses, and I only wear them if I'm going to be staring at a computer for an extended period of time. So I really haven't been doing that in the last few months. So I actually have no idea where my glasses are right now. But it's weird. I actually almost got out of my chair and went to start looking for glasses. So I don't know, like that might have some significance to you. There might be an energy or a spirit here where, they needed to wear glasses, or maybe they always forgot their glasses. I don't know. That was interesting to me. So again, let's talk about you. So we do a 4-card spread. The first card is the current energy. To the left of that is any potential blocks. Underneath is advice for clearing the block. And then the last position is the energy that you're heading into, or what's coming next. I don't shuffle reversals into the deck, but if the card falls out in the reverse, we'll take it that way. And interesting story. So when I get a new tarot deck, I handle it a lot. I keep it pretty close to me. I'll ask random questions, do a bunch of readings, like just kind of trying to calibrate our energies to each other. And I'm using the Tarot of the Abyss today, or this month. And I actually do have a few of these decks available for purchase if you feel a connection to them and want to work with them yourself. They're in my Etsy store. But, I shuffle all of my decks the same way. I'm a bit OCD that way. And the first few times that I picked this deck up, a bunch of reversals came out of it. So then I'd flip it over and I'm thumbing through it, and sure as shit, there's a bunch of reversals. And I was like, what the hell? Like, am I going crazy? So literally like one night I like set the cards down in front of me and was just like, look, I think we just kind of need to get on the same page. I don't like intentionally shuffle reversals into my decks. Like that's just not something that I personally connect to, personal choice. However, if the card falls out in the reverse, I will absolutely we'll keep it in the reverse. And seriously, ever since then, there hasn't been a single reversal that has been in the deck. So that's just, I don't know. That's just kind of like a little funny story. And I really can't tell anybody else because they probably think that I'm nuts if they're not like already kind of into tarot and like that side of things. So I'm glad that I'm able to tell you guys. You might think that I'm crazy anyway too, which is okay and probably true. So the cards do actually need to fall out of the deck. If they flip in the deck, we'll just flip them over and keep it moving. My intention is for 1 card to come out at a time, but if 2 cards come out together, we'll take 2, but any more than 2, And we'll put it back in the deck because we want the message to be super clear. So what is the current energy for Capricorn? March 2022. Current energy for Capricorn. That's too many. Current energy for Capricorn, March 2022. We have the Five of Swords and the Ten of Wands. Feeling a bit burdened. So the Five of Swords deals with our mind, the way that we perceive things, the way that we think about a situation, our intellect. The Fives talk about, you know, kind of conflict, and it's a transitionary period also. There could be some competition going on. With the Five of Swords, you know, this is almost like, you know, as far as competition goes, when we're talking about mental stuff, right? I mean, you could be trying to outwit somebody. You could be feeling like somebody is trying to outwit you or just kind of outsmart you. This could be like just kind of being in an energy of kind of this, like I'm getting this feeling of like being smarter than anybody else. Like, you know, the situation better than other people. So it's kind of, you know, like just kind of getting stuck in that way of thinking. Maybe even just feeling a little trapped. You know, we have this, I think this is a ladybug in here, in this jar. So, you know, ladybugs also, or ladybugs. Did I say butterfly or ladybugs? That's interesting. Maybe ladybugs have some significance to you. I know that ladybugs signify luck also. So just since I made that slip up, you know, you could be just kind of feeling like luck isn't on your side. Like maybe you just don't have any luck, or things just kind of aren't going. And again, this is the way that we're perceiving the situation, right? This is the way that we're thinking about it. But with this butterfly in here, you know, butterflies represent transformation. So you could just, again, just kind of the way that you're thinking about the situation, you could just be feeling like whatever transformation you're trying to make is being held up and it's out of your control. Or maybe you are actually even trying to control the situation a bit too much. We have the Ten of Wands at the bottom of the deck, and the Ten of Wands talks about burden, like kind of carrying too much on your shoulders. The Wands talk about action and communication. So with it being the Ten of Wands, there could be a breakdown in communication. You could be trying to kind of do too many things at one time. You could be not doing anything because you feel like the burden is a little bit heavy, or there is just kind of too much on your plate. We have the Page of Wands behind there, and the Page of Wands in this depiction, it kind of looks like she's gathering firewood. So this to me just kind of has this energy of like trying to build something sustainable. And maybe that's kind of where this burden is coming from. The Seven of Wands talks about having to defend yourself. I just, you know, there's these 6 wands down here. This could be other people's opinions. It could be, you know, just if there is a breakdown in communication. You know, this could be other people inserting themselves into the situation and you're like, no, get out of here. I don't need your help, right? What is blocking Capricorn? What's a block for Capricorn? March 2022. What's the block for Capricorn? Did you see how that came out? I feel like that was more in the reverse. Let me just check though. Hold on. Yeah, I feel like that was more in the reverse. So we have the Ten of Swords. And what's cool about this deck is that the author has included 2 alternative cards. And this being one of them. The traditional depiction of the Ten of Swords is a figure laying on the ground with 10 swords coming out of their back, right? It's defeat. And with this depiction of the Ten of Swords, this talks about knowledge and wisdom. The, traditional symbolism of an owl is wisdom and guidance, right? And then we have this older figure over here, which represents, kind of in the 3D realm about, the experience of your life, the wisdom that you've gained throughout your life. And, they're recognizing each other like game recognizes game, right? So with this being in the reverse and in the blocked position, this to me is saying that either you don't think that you have the information that you need, or I'm also kind of getting this message that you don't like the information that you already have, or like the wisdom, like the knowledge that you already have of this thing. It could also be that, the information that you do have about this situation, you don't like. Like the truth is not necessarily pleasant all the time. And also this feeling of not trusting yourself. Like there seems to be something going on there. And I just, and this is a lot of head stuff too, like a lot of mental gymnastics going on here already so far. And you being an earth sign, right? Like being in our heads as earth signs is probably the worst place that we can be. And we do have the Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, and then the Nine of Pentacles behind that. And, with this being in the blocked position is just getting this feeling of not being grounded. There doesn't seem to be balance in the situation. I also kind of see these as being like yo-yos. They're usually like in the traditional depiction, the person is usually juggling them, like juggling the 2 pentacles. So there could be 2 people in the situation that are just kind of causing imbalance to whatever the situation is. There could be a lot of uncertainty going on too, because I'm almost getting this feeling like this is actually just one person, and this is, like her soul, or, in like a different dimension type of thing. And just, the uncertainty is causing there to be like a break in the timeline. And that could be where the block is coming from. We have the Nine of Pentacles behind that. So, here you are, right? Like just earth energy. right? Not on the table, just at the bottom of the deck. You know, the Nine of Pentacles talks about individual success. It's independence. Like you built your wealth or you built your independence, you know, like you're feeling it yourself and you have enough to provide for yourself also. We have Temperance behind that. You know, Temperance talks about needing to have like a little patience. Things take time. It's alchemy, right? It's turning water into wine. So again, you know, even just kind of going back to this transformation thing that's kind of stuck in this jar, right? Collaboration. And this is the other alternative card in the deck is the Three of Swords. And we will talk about that in a minute. So for the advice on how to clear the block, we have the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles talks about planning and teamwork, right? Like there's collaboration here. There's three hands on this rope trying to pull it, right? It can also be networking. It could be, you know, like your community, your support network. And now we're back in that earth element, right? So this is, again, just kind of getting this feeling of like grounding yourself, like literally kind of doing like a little exercise where, you know, you just kind of feel the energy coming out of your head and going all the way through your body and all the way into the ground. And I'm sure you've probably heard of grounding exercises that talk about, you know, like roots coming out of your feet and anchoring you into the earth, right? Like just that type of visualization, but also just, you know, kind of picture all that mind shit, just, you know, going into the earth and just kind of grounding you. This could also even be like asking for help. This could even be delegating some responsibilities to other people, whether that be at work or whether that be within your family unit, your friend unit. And then we have the Three of Swords, which is kind of interesting that there's two threes here. So this is the alternative to the traditional Three of Swords. The traditional Three of Swords is depicted as the three swords going through a heart, right? So it talks about disappointment, rejection, and again, the mental stuff, right? Because it's the way that we think about those situations and just kind of the cyclical way of thinking that we kind of get stuck in. But this depiction talks about knowledge. You know, the three swords are going into this book here. So, you know, and then the letters are coming off the page and flying into their head. So this could be needing more information about the situation. This could literally be, I mean, like reading a book, right? I mean, like this could just be reading up on the tools or the experience that you need for the situation. Because if we have the Ten of Swords over here in the reverse, and like I said, you know, like maybe you just don't have everything that you need, or that you don't know everything you feel like you need to know about a subject. This is getting that knowledge. We have the Queen of Cups behind that. You know, the Queen of Cups is very kind of intuitive and also like very much in the flow. It looks like she's on a ship And, it looks kind of windy. There kind of seems to be a little bit of chaos going on, even like the waves in the background here. And she's still, it's not like she's holding on to her cup. She's not like holding on to the ship. Also, like just being very clear in her emotional body, right? Like knowing what makes her feel good and, kind of focusing on the things that make her feel good and letting that kind of guide the way, right? And with that, it's kind of like, once you start kind of focusing on what makes you feel good, there's this death card here, which signifies, kind of the true end to a cycle, a situation, a way of being. It could be, an end to this indecisive energy. Not knowing what to do, right? Like not knowing what mask to put on. And all of that is possible because maybe you did ask for help. Maybe you did delegate some things off of your plate and onto other people's plates who have room for it. Maybe you just kind of started planning or like outlining what you were going to do. The Ace of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. I believe the Queen of Pentacles is the Capricorn card. So we have the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is a sword of truth, right? Like it will cut through all of the bullshit. So this is seeing a situation exactly how it is, not the way that you think that it is. And I mean, think in the sense of, like the perception through all of the filters that we have set up, like that come from our wounds and failures and all of the stuff that we kind of pick up along the way. This is a sort of truth. So this is seeing the situation exactly how it is. This kind of looks like there might be some children here. There's a house here. There's this feminine figure here. I feel like this might be a wishbone right there. But this is mental clarity, or this is just a new perception of the situation. We go from the Five of Swords to the Ace of Swords. Like I said, cutting through the bullshit. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Like I said, I believe that the Queen of Pentacles is the Capricorn card in the Minor Arcana. And she's got this key here that opened up this chest. And, she's grabbing this pentacle out of the ground. The Queen of Pentacles is, she embodies the energy of the suit. Like, she's nurturing. She has an abundance of resources. She knows where to get more resources or materials. Like she kind of found her niche almost. And that's the thing that's going to kind of allow the flow of income. It might help your health because, the pentacles deal with the physical body also, right? So this is things getting better. We're coming out of this Five of Pentacles energy. The fives, again, like I said, they're transitionary, they're temporary. The Five of Pentacles talks about lack, maybe losing or having lost a little bit of income. This could be a job loss. Feeling left out in the cold, right? It's lack. And then the Hierophant, which is, a Taurus card. So there could be a Taurus in your life. I don't know why I couldn't come up with that word. But, you know, the Hierophant or the wise one in this one talks about community and, you know, like tradition and handing down tradition. You know, it's traditional structures. It can be education. It can be marriage. It can be more traditional type of work. This could be you learning about it. This could be you teaching about it or just being involved in it. This could even be you finding people, like-minded people through this situation. Beautiful. I love that, you know, we start at the Five of Swords, and I love that we're ending at the Ace of Swords. New perspective. Back to your energy, right? Like back to being grounded, back to being in your body. Beautiful. And I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. And I'm so happy to be on the journey with you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.